Okay, everybody, we are back. I've had a moment to kind of clean up, and I got the chicken breasts, or I keep saying chicken breasts, but they're chicken thighs. I got the chicken thighs into my freezer bag, as you can see, and I can feel when I touch on them that one end is thicker than the other end. This end is thicker than this end. This end is thicker than this one. This end is thicker than this one, and this end is thicker than that. So really what I want to do is not worry as much about the thinner ends as much as the thicker end. Now I just got a regular meat mallet here, and I'm just very gently kind of giving it a little tap, okay? You have to pardon the camera because part of the camera is resting on the cutting board. But, you know, you can use a mallet if you have one, okay? And again, I know it may sound like it, but I'm really not hitting them that hard. If you don't have a mallet and you've got a rolling pin, you can do a rolling pin. Whoops. How about if we hold the camera? And you can do that, okay? And that will work as well too. Hell, you can even take, if you don't have a rolling pin and you don't have a mallet, you can, it's not optimal, but you can take a can, like I have here, okay? And you can use a can. Now what I did is I took the can and I wrapped it in plastic, okay? To prevent it from, you know, getting contaminated. But you can use the broad side of a can to kind of tap it out. Just like that. So, you know, just again, kind of think creative, you know. Can, meat mallet, rolling pin, whatever you have, okay? Hell, you can punch them, all right, if you had to. So, but again, make sure that you put them in some sort of, you know, bag that will prevent the liquid from flying out all over the place. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will get started with stuffing. So I'm going to just check and place my chicken off to the side. I'm going to do one little thing. I'm going to take a little piece of aluminum foil, pardon me walking off screen. Let's take a little foil and I'm just going to place a little foil down on my board. Okay, that's just going to make it a little easier for me. All right, now I'm looking at the chicken, and I know I'm going to have to wrap the chicken in bacon. So I'm looking at how I'm going to wrap them and how I'm also going to stuff them. So, you know, I've got one here, and I could probably stuff it into that one. And I'm just kind of eyeballing, you know, which peppers would be best with which chickens. So this is, you know, this pepper I think will go nicely with this chicken right here, this thigh, because it's pretty good size. The bigger one that I have right here I think is going to go real well with this one here because it's also of a larger size. And then these two right up front are a little smaller. So I think, you know, that smaller chili right there would work for that one. And I think, you know, this smaller chili right there will work for that one. Hopefully, you know, we're able to get them to wrap around. Pardon my dog, Pumpkin, who's drinking water. And she will be probably for some time. She always does. All right, so I also need to do a little bit of bacon prep. So I want to take and lay out my bacon. So I'm going to go 3 strips of bacon going across. And I'm just going to alternate like that. I think that should be okay. Bacon, good. So I got my bacon. washing my hands off camera. And I'm going to get my chicken. Now to minimize me having to touch the chicken, I'm going to go ahead and use a fork and place it down. Okay, now I want to season these a little bit. And of course, you know, seasoning could include a little pepper. Okay, I'm not going to use too much salt because, again, bacon has salt, the cheese has salt, so just a touch of salt on the inside. But what I do have, and certainly feel free to use anything that you might have as well too, but you know, I was just looking in my cupboard. I have Mrs. Dash. You know, one of the things that I like to do is kind of watch the amount of salt that, you know, I ingest. So this is a salt-free product, and it's got, you know, dried chilies. It's got some onion, garlic. Let's see what's in here. There is, of course, black pepper. There's sweet chilies in there. There's a little cayenne, oregano, a little celery seed, paprika, marjoram, savory thyme is in there. Cumin is in there. Dried onions, dried garlic, little dried tomatoes, even a little bit of dried citrus peel in here as well too. So it's got a nice little array of stuff in there. So here we go. We've got our chicken. Okay. We've laid down 3 strips of bacon. All right. Seasoned the inside of the chicken a little bit with, again, my, you know, Mrs. Dash, kind of a Southwest type seasoning to it. Okay. And I'm going to take and roll the chicken around the jalapeno. And again, sorry, I say that like a Chicagoan, but there's nothing I can do about it. So there is our pepper and our chicken, kind of just making sure everything gets kind of tucked in nicely, okay, just like that. Then I'm going to bring the aluminum foil around and bring the bacon around, just like that, and then roll the whole thing up. And I want to kind of roll it nice and tight. Okay, just like this. And there is one. I'm just kind of move those over a little bit. Just like that. Okay. Now, as most everyone knows, that's I'm not one to kind of worry too much about, you know, whether or not it all fits perfect. That to me is, it will work. So that's fine. But that's one method. I can show you another one. And here, let me kind of take this apart a little bit. And you can always do this as well too. That's the one nice thing about this, is there's a lot of different ways to go about it. And actually, it just kind of came to me when I was wrapping this. You can always, you know, as I've got it right here, you can lay 1 strip of bacon like this. Okay. And you can bring 1 around like this, and 1 around like that. So it covers the ends like that. And then like this. And let's see, like that. And then you can always roll it this way as well too. Like that. And I actually think that's probably a little better way to do it. I am finding though that the chilies are a little big, so I think that I might just use a half of one. So there's one. Wash my hands. And if we have to, we can always, cut the chili down a little bit, make it a little smaller. And that will also work as well. So, again, got that option. Okay. Shh, quiet, girls. Well, the challenges of filming at home, everybody. Okay, so there's one there. So let's go ahead and do another. Okay. All right, so I think that actually worked pretty well. So we'll just kind of set that off to the side for a moment. Thigh. Okay. Place it there. Now again, as I mentioned, if, it's too big, and it certainly just might be. There we go. That one's actually do okay. Okay, so there's one right there. Okay, so again, you can bring your bacon around this way, bring your bacon around that way. And then 2 more strips, just like that. And roll it up. So there's the other one. And you do have to kind of manipulate it a little bit, kind of push that chili back in there. But there's that one. I'm sure they will come out good regardless. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do one more. And I think you guys kind of get the idea. So again, just place that right there. This one now is again a little bigger, so I think I can do that. I forgot with the last one, however, to season. So let's take a little bit of seasoning, sprinkle it in the inside. There we go. And then wrap. Just like this. And then please make sure, everybody, when you are done, that you wash your hands and your workstation really, really well. Okay, there's that one. Just move that right there. And then I'll take my bacon. Bacon, just like that, and just wrap. There we go. Okay, so just like that. Okay, and there's that one. Just like that. Yeah, while we're here, might as well just do the last one. Okay. So this one, you got one extra piece of bacon. That's okay. Washing my hands. So, place that there. Seasoning, got the pepper, take that chili, place them inside, take the bacon. Now here we've got 3 pieces, so let's see what happens when we do 3. Probably encase it pretty nice, so Take, wrap, rip. And there we go. Nice. So then we've got our last one. That actually came out really nice, but all of them did, as a matter of fact. So there is our chicken. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 1 more makes 4. So just like that. Always the last one seems to come out the nicest. So there's our chicken. Wash my hands. Now I have been working with these for a little while at this point. So I want to get them in my refrigerator. So I'm just going to take and I'm going to transfer them onto a plate. And I'm going to cover them. I'm just going to place them in my fridge for, maybe about a half an hour or so while I'm heating up my grill. Notice that this chili keeps wanting to pop out, but that's okay. We'll get that fixed. Okay, so we got our chicken. Just going to take it and transfer it onto my plate, transfer it into my fridge, and refrigerate. I do want to cover it with plastic before I do that. So there again is the end result. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to shut off the camera, get myself cleaned, sanitized, and then we will start the cooking process for these. And I will, set a timer to see how long it takes, both in the oven and on the grill, although I will set both at the same temperature of 400 degrees. And see what happens. And I will periodically baste them with barbecue sauce and cook them to an internal temperature of at least 170 degrees. I know that the threshold is 165 for chicken, but because they're stuffed and there's cheese, I want to make sure that the inside is thoroughly and fully cooked. Okay, so this is